This practice is for hips and low back. We'll be seated on the mat for this practice. You may want blocks. I'm sitting on a blanket. You might want to use that. We'll begin seated in a cross-legged position. You may want to use a blanket to ensure that you can sit forward on your sits bones. Just draw yourself forward slightly to welcome in the practice. We're not going deep. We're just trying to take our awareness to the pelvic area. You can lift yourself up and cross your legs the opposite way. Just taking a few moments before the practice to tune into the breath. To soften the outer body as you bring more fullness to the in-breath and the out-breath. As a way to just kind of slow down and surrender so that you can more fully enjoy your practice. You can come out of the forward fold. Now let's stretch the side body. In the seated position, take your right arm to the side, press your palm down, take your left arm up, reach over. Maybe you could draw the elbow slightly closer. For some of us, maybe the forearm can be flat on the floor. But see if you can keep your left hip from leaving the floor. And enjoy your breath here. Let your head release. Now reach your left arm out to the side as a way to just get a little bit more elongation to the neck. Take your left hand behind your back and continue to invite fullness to the breath to stretch through the side body. And inhale to come out of the pose. Notice how elongated you feel on one side. Let's even that out on the opposite. So reach your left hand, just aligned with the pelvis. Reach your right arm up and over. As you press through the left hand, notice how that enables you to keep your right hip from lifting up. As you go deeper into the stretch, you might bend your elbow, and for some of us, even put the forearm to the mat. Just invite the breath to continue to elongate the side body for you. One thing that really helps the back is to give the sides of the ribs from the pelvis to the armpit plenty of space to work in your yoga practice to elongate the side body. Now take the lifted arm out to the side. Let your head just release toward the shoulder. Now pass the arm behind your back. I've got the back side of my hand against the sacrum, palm facing out. Whatever way you can, just feel like a slightly different area of the neck become elongated. Now inhale and lift yourself up. Good. Let's cross the legs the opposite direction. And as you do, you're just kind of hiding the ankles here. Let's come to a nice twist as you take your right hand to the outer thigh, inviting the length to the side body to create just a little bit more freedom in the back muscles. Now let's twist the opposite direction. Take the hand either to the kneecap, or if that's not comfortable for you, just take it to the outside of the thigh as you elongate and lengthen the spine, reaching the crown of the head up. Just close your eyes. Invite the breath to continue this felt sense of spaciousness. We're not going too deep here. We're just enjoying the length that we got from the side stretches. Now come back to center and reach your feet forward. As you sit and reach your feet forward, sit tall. Take your hands behind you. With your fingertips pressing down, lift your heart and lift your chin. Move slightly forward on your sits bones. Reach your arms up. Take the hands nice and wide apart. Draw forward just slightly so that you get a sense of stretching the back sides of the legs. Come out of the pose. Take the hands down to the mat with the fingers directed toward the toes. Open your chest nicely. Bend your knees. Plant your feet. On the next in-breath, lift your pelvis up. You can look toward your knees. Release your pelvis down. We'll do that a few more cycles. So extend your legs forward. Reach your arms up. With the hands wide apart, draw your heart forward. You feel the back side of the legs stretch. Rise up. Release your hands down to the mat. Bend your knees. Lift your heart. Lift your pelvis. Release your pelvis down. Extend your legs forward like Dandasana. Reach your arms up. Reach your arms forward, heart forward. Inhale, come out of the pose to take your hands to the floor. Bend your knees, root down to lift your pelvis up. Exhale, release down. Straighten your legs. Come to Dandasana. Just notice just a few poses and you feel a little heat developing. Now with your index finger and middle finger, bend your knee and grab hold of your big toe. Keep your left leg straight with the right knee bent. Draw the right knee way back and reach it forward. Draw it way back. Reach it forward. And again, pull it way back and forward. Take your right leg down. Bend your left leg, and again, index finger and middle finger as you hook the big toe, lift it up, draw it way back, reach it forward, pull it back, Reach it forward. And again, pull back to reach it forward and slowly take it down. Now that the pelvis is getting a little bit more lubricated, bend your right leg, plant your right ankle to the outer left knee. Take your hands back to support you as you bend your knee. Draw your right knee just a wee bit further away from you. Perhaps you can even hold on to the left heel. Bring it closer to you as you straighten your left leg. Some of us can even hold on to the leg with the fullness of our arms. Bring the shin bone a little closer as your knee draws a little bit further away. You may want to move the leg, just small movements to keep opening that pelvic area before releasing the right leg down to come to Dandasana again. Now do the same with the left leg. So bend your left knee, take the left ankle just to the outside of the right knee, sit tall, take your hands behind you to support yourself as you bend your right knee. And when you do, you have now a contrast. You can compare this side with the opposite side. You're drawing the left knee just a little bit further away. You can hold on to the heel and draw the ankle slightly closer as you straighten the leg. Or you can hold on to the shin, cradle the shin bone, and maybe even add some movement. On this leg, it's more comfortable for me to just hold on to the heel to add that movement before releasing the foot back to Dandasana. Now take your hands behind you again, fingers pointed toward your feet. Open the chest nicely. Bend your knees, plant your feet. Once again, Purvottanasana. Lift your pelvis up, keep your gaze forward, or some of you might be able to release your head back. Your choice. Release your pelvis down to the mat. Straighten your legs. Come to Dandasana again. If you're seated on a blanket, you might want to take the blanket to the side to come to Savasana. Close your eyes. You've given yourself a few moments to practice. Let this time be a time to assimilate the actions that you did. Have a nice ease in your facial muscles. Nice softness. the pelvic area that we were focusing on today in the practice feels so heavy. You can let the heaviness of the pelvic area continue to relax your legs. You invite the ease of the pose. To rejuvenate. To restore. You discover a nice rhythm to the breath. You create a softness of the outer body. And a brightness through the breath of the inner body. You can stay and enjoy Savasana for as long as you wish. Thank you for the practice. Namaste.